ATS therapy. Today we're making a Volar wrist splint out of a 2.5mm Orthosis thermoplastic. We're making a Volar wrist splint today. This is a splint that we would use to treat post-operative distal radius fractures and for any other wrist pathology really. So it's a Volar version of a Colles splint. We make it Volar so that it's easy for the patient to get on and off. So I'm just taking an outline of the hand to begin with. And we need some landmarks, and the first one would be our distal palmar crease. That gives us our distal edge of the splint. A second landmark would be the MCP joint of the thumb. Okay, and I like to take just an outline of the index finger because we use that and the MCP crease to get our thumb hole accurately made. So you can take your hand away now. Okay, so if I turn that around, distal palmar crease, we just make a straight line across that. That becomes our distal edge of the splint. On the radial side, we're just coming straight down. Okay, but we use our MCP horizontally and the middle of our index finger vertically to find our thumb hole. And that's about 2 centimeters across by about 3 centimeters down. Okay. We're just bringing that down. It needs to be 2/3 the length of the forearm. Same on the ulnar border. Remembering that the arm is wider as we go proximal, so good. So that's out. We're just transferring our pattern to our thermoplastic using a yellow pencil. You can see that this thermoplastic floats in the water. It's the Orthosis product. It's very low density, so it tends to float. You do have to push it under the water to heat it through, and you can start to tell after a little while that it's heated through because you can see that it's malleable. Okay, we're transferring that across to our and we cut it out. Remembering, push your scissors through, no snipping at the end, okay? So while our plastic's heating for the last time, we're just going to set up our patient. So we need their elbow resting on the table, okay? The fingers slightly extended, not too much. We don't want them too straight because we don't want to flatten the transverse palmar arch. So we want them nice and relaxed, but with their fingers extended enough that we can access the palm of the hand. Okay. Thumb in a nice comfortable position as well. Wrist at say 20 to 30 degrees of wrist extension. Okay. So our thermoplastic's heated through. We're just going to dry it off. We know this is going on a right hand, so we just need to fold our edges, okay, around the thumb and at the distal palmar crease, making sure that this bridge of plastic isn't too small. Okay, transferring across to our patient now. So we're just getting the plastic on, we're aligning it so that the hole is lined up with the thenar crease, using the stretch in the material. Okay, we're using the stretch in the material so we get nice contouring.
So let's just start with our stretches that we do as well, because it's really important that we try and reduce the stiffness in here. Sorry, just relax for me.
Okay, and now we're just moulding. So the thermoplastic will do the job for us, so long as our patient is staying in the right position.
So a good minute.
Our thermoplastic's nearly set. We just need to mark our cut lines using a yellow pencil. Now, we want it to be at least half the circumference on the radial side, which it is. Okay, I don't feel like I really need to cut much off there other than to maybe neaten up some of those edges. On the ulnar border, we do have to cut down a little bit. Okay, so at least half the circumference. I tend to go for a little more than half of the circumference. Okay, so we're marking that edge. Our length is pretty good, although we might just round off one of those edges. And interestingly, if you put your middle finger here on your other hand, okay, the length of our splint ideally is 2/3 the length of the forearm, which is approximately the length of the middle finger to the heel of the palm. Okay. Great. So that's set. We're ready to cut the edges off. Okay. So we're just cutting along those edges. Okay. So that's our end product, ready for straps to go on. Bond the straps directly to the thermoplastic. Okay, so we're going to heat our plastic for 3 seconds. We're going to heat our strap for 3 seconds. This pink material does go a bit purple when you heat it, actually comes back to normal. Really making sure we weld that into the plastic. Okay, making sure that the contour of the strap's going to be flat on the back of the hand. Okay, it's a good idea to mark your straps on the patient. I haven't done that in this case though. All right. Our next strap is going to be a Velcro hook. Okay, and it's going to sit on the volar aspect of the wrist right there. So we heat up the glue on our Velcro hook. We can heat the thermoplastic. And we bond the two together. Our proximal strap is a longer piece of Velcro hook. We just cut a little V in the shape. This is going to attach on the thicker part of the arm, and I find it's best for the contour of the strap if there's a slight angle in the Velcro hook. Okay. That's our finished product. Final fitting on our patient. Always best to put the thumb in first. It just tends to go on better. We've got a strap stuck there into the hand. Make sure it's sitting in the right position. And just cutting our straps to length. See the contour of that proximal strap. And finally our distal one. You can see there that it's sitting really flat on the back of the hand. Okay, and just cutting that to length as well. Actually, that one's pretty good. I'm going to leave it. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time.